He is an ex-star pitcher and wizard of a utility man. I'm a former bench warmer, and this is the XGC podcast. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Like all good figures in the sporting world, we are here today to discuss betting. We are going to go over some of the popular Super Bowl bets and what you should pick for them. Start us off with a bet, Caleb.
Will Demi Lovato omit a word from the national anthem? The odds are yes, 9-1. No, 1-22.
She absolutely will omit a word, and I can in fact tell you which word it's going to be. Instead of saying "o'er the ramparts" and "o'er the land," she will say "oh the ramparts" and "oh the land." Some people will say that doesn't count. It counts to me. I'm very, very passionate about the national anthem, like all great football fans are.
No, I don't think she will omit a word. I think that she will have enough training and enough prep where she will nail it. I have faith in Demi. The next bet we will analyze is who wins the coin toss. And as you would imagine, this one is 50-50, y'all.
Here's the issue with it being 50-50. The 49ers are the away team for the Super Bowl, so they will be picking heads or tails. When choosing this year, the 49ers have picked heads 62.5% of the time. Therefore, it is safe to say that they will stick with their favorite and pick heads. This is imperative. Due to the weight distribution of the coin, tails is slightly heavier due to the multiple Lombardi trophies emblazoned on the back. Pair that with the fact that Bill Vinovich is 58 to 59 years old, elderly, some would say, and the coin isn't going to get that many revolutions. I say it's going to be flipped 16 times in the air, leading to heads facing up, giving the 49ers the advantage in winning the coin toss.
The Chiefs are going to call tails, and they're going to win because that's just what's going to happen.
They aren't going to be calling anything, but
our next bet is who is the first player to go on a tirade about how good they/their team are. And your options are Richard Sherman at -60, Frank Clark at +80, Chris Jones at +200, Tyreek Hill at +340, Other at +1,000.
So I just predicted the 49ers will win the coin toss, which means they're going to defer to the second half, putting the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands to start the game. So our first two candidates to get a chance at will be Tyreek Hill and Richard Sherman. I think Richard Sherman is the clear bet here. He is going to flick the ball on the first drive, look to Patrick Mahomes and scream, "Get that weak stuff out of here. Do you not know who I am? I'm the best corner in league history."
I'm going to go in a little bit different direction and pick the other category and go say that it's going to be Sammy Watkins from the Kansas City Chiefs because my man is considering sitting out the 2020 season. Obviously, he doesn't care anymore, and you might as well go on a tirade when you don't care.
You might as well let loose.
Even if he gets suspended for all of 2020, it may not matter if he decides to take the year off.
So our
next bet is who wins the Puppy Bowl, Team Fluff or Team Rough. And yes, Team Fluff is a 5-point favorite, and the current line is -125 Fluff, +230 Rough. And yes, people actually bet on the Puppy Bowl. Isaiah had to send me a link to prove this to me, but there are Vegas odds about the Puppy Bowl. What do you think, Isaiah?
There is one bet which you should make this year based off this video, bet on Team Rough. It is clear Vegas does not know what they're talking about and didn't do their research. Team Rough is starting two athletic specimens known as Kenny, a golden retriever boxer mix, and Candy, an old English sheepdog boxer mix. The last 5 Puppy Bowls, a boxer or a boxer mix has been the PB MVP in 4 of them. Do not sleep on Team Rough like Vegas is. They will repeat this year, bringing the trophy home for Team Rough, giving them their second Lombardi trophy in 2 years.
There you go, Isaiah, picking the underdog. So Team Fluff, the odds we used is a 5-point favorite, and over the last 12 hours or so, since we locked in these odds, they have gone up to be a 7.5-point favorite. I think that Vegas is sensing some kind of seismic shift, whether or not it's about potential drug suspensions or something else that's going on with Team Fluff or Team Rough. I'm going to go with Team Fluff because Vegas is trending in that direction. What do you think, Isaiah?
Well, Candy or one of the other dogs being on drug suspension could change the aspect of the game. I'm sticking with Rough. You can't shake my faith in that team. They're going all the way this year. They're hoisting it up.
How often is Tom Brady brought up? The over-under is set at 5.5. What do you think, Isaiah?
I'm picking the over on this one. I'm hammering it. There are so many aspects of the game that Tom Brady can be brought up in. It's the first time Super Bowl 50 hasn't appeared in this game. Patrick Mahomes and him have this little dynamic of exchanging greatness, one's taking over for the other. They played each other in the AFC Championship game last year. That's a big part of Mahomes' legacy. Then you've got Jimmy Garoppolo, who was Tom Brady's backup. That's going to be brought up minimum 3 times. Then the fact we're going to hear about how, Tom Brady should have been shipped off and Jimmy Garoppolo should have been the starter. We're going to hear that at least once or twice. So, yeah, hit the over on this one. I'd say about double digits is safe. 10 or 12 times he'll be brought up.
I'm with you in terms of double digits. And, also it's Andy Reid, who Tom Brady has denied him Super Bowl in the past and who maybe would have several Super Bowl appearances without him. There's so many different dynamics. I think the Jimmy Garoppolo dynamic will get more than 5.5 mentions by itself. And so now we move to the best part of the podcast, the lightning round. We're going to go really quick and do a series of bets. So the New Jersey-based book, Points Bets, is offering 101 odds that San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan will blow another 28-3 lead. Ouch.
No, they're going to lose painfully, but it's not going to be 28-3.
Yes, because I think it would be amusing. Will MC Hammer say Hammer Time in the Cheetos commercial?
That is literally the only reason he'd be in the commercial.
Yep. I agree with you. Will any scoring drive take less time than it takes Demi Lovato to sing the national anthem? Yes,
yes, 2 of the Chiefs drives will be quicker.
Yes, there will be a special teams touchdown at some point during the game. How many times will Andy Reid mismanage the clock? The over-under is set at 1.5.
Under. He's going to mismanage it once, but it's going to be a really bad screw-up.
Over, once at the end of the first half, once at the end of the second half, gets you to 2. And so now we move to the actual predictions. The Vegas lines that I've been looking at show right now that the Chiefs are a 1-point favorite, which is basically a toss-up. So what do you think, Isaiah? Are the Chiefs going to end up winning, or are the 49ers going to pull this one out?
I do not like either of these teams. The Chiefs have this habit of employing people who would not be employed and should, in fact, be in. President Kafka, Frank Clark. But meanwhile, the 49ers are arguably the 3rd or 4th best team to come out of the NFC. So that's an issue. In the end, I'm going to pick the Chiefs for 2 reasons. Reason 1, Patrick Mahomes is clearly the best quarterback in the NFL and one of the most marketable players, maybe even the most marketable player next to Christian McCaffrey in the whole league. If he succeeds, it's good for the league. Pair that with rule changes and having Patrick Mahomes be your quarterback is a key advantage. Reason 2, there are no survivors of 28-3. Kyle Shanahan has escaped the curse the Atlanta Falcons have been subjected to after failing to win the Super Bowl in 2017 by switching to a different team. You can run, but you can't hide. And you certainly can't hide on the biggest stage in all of football. He will be exposed, and the curse will be exacted upon him, much like the Falcons have faced much hardship. The final score is going to be 33 Chiefs, 30 49ers. It's going to be a heartbreaking loss with a missed 47-yard field goal from Robbie Gould III that could have sent the game to overtime. The Super Bowl MVP will be Patrick Mahomes. There will be a loud speech after the game from Frank Clark stating about how great he is and how he is going to Disney World before he realizes Disney World has banned him due to his history of domestic abuse.
Funny that you mentioned Frank Clark. He is my pick to be a Super Bowl MVP when he has 2.5 sacks against Jimmy Garoppolo, and is one of the reasons that the Chiefs will end up winning the game. A lot of what you said about the rule changes is accurate, but I think you're underestimating just how much the Chiefs were able to score. The 49ers may try to get some pressure and may be able to early on, but I think that the Chiefs will figure it out, say, with 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and end up scoring 52 points and end up winning the game 52-34 in an offensive explosion that highlights how the game is played and the greatness of Patrick Mahomes.
Very impressive. It looks like you're going to get this one right. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm happy I agree with you.
You are truly humbled. But anyway, that has been our betting odds and predictions. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Show some support, like and subscribe. And that has been all from the XGC Heat podcast.